is E-Weekly, Eastern Michigan University's campus news. This week we have some news and stuff about things, including more on that other thing you've been wondering about. Breaking news, it's broke, just like me. Jillian Seach is filling in for Dominique Bird's Dish and also with this week's Eagle Encounters. It's the last show of the semester, so stay tuned because this is E-Weekly.
Welcome back, folks. I'm David Pierce Anderson. Well, we've made it. It's finally the last full week of classes, and we are, for the most part, still standing. While we still have finals looming ahead, at least we know the worst is over. This challenging semester is finally coming to a close.
That's right. The end is coming into focus, but it's not the time to slack off yet. There's still some important work to do, so hang in there. I'm Shannon Smith, and this is E-Weekly.
A group of 8 EMU students stopped by Tower Inn last Thursday, December 1st, to cap off a busy week. They enjoyed the 4 large pizzas they ordered. However, trouble arose when the bill came around. Mysteriously and conveniently, 3 of the 8 simply forgot their wallets, while the 2 seniors, Max Cash and Phil Banks, argued about who would pay the bill. Both students are on full-ride scholarships here at EMU and can afford to swing expensive nights out. The waitress, Marion Doe, came back a whopping 7 times to see if they're all right. Finally, the 2 senior students decided to split the bill. In this confusion, the tip was forgotten. Ypsilanti police were notified, and Cash and Banks were quickly apprehended for their actions. They have a court date this Saturday. Neither are expected to be let off easy.
Eastern Michigan business student Brian McKinnon himself was proud of finally revealing to the Eastern Echo that he was a staunch supporter of feminists. McKinnon shared that he considers himself an available ally for women, as long as they don't receive better test grades than him and advance in the College of Business before he does. McKinnon also followed his statement saying that he will stand up for women's progress each and every day, unless his macho male classmates are around. You know how easy it is to scar the male ego. McKinnon also commented on the 2017 election, showing his disappointment in women for not electing our first female president. Brian, your small efforts are noted on behalf of the feminist community. Thank you for showing us how much more work is still to be done.
Ypsilanti local, we'll call him Corden Jawsey for confidentiality, was in a deep sleep when he woke up in a cold sweat. He later told reporters he was experiencing vivid nightmares, including late assignments, showing up naked to class, and a receding hairline that forced him to wear a beanie 24/7. Jawsey was relieved when he woke up and realized that these weren't his worst nightmares, but simply his everyday life being replayed again during his sleep. Jawsey was able to peacefully fall back asleep and dream about being late to work and promptly being fired. He woke up to realize he slept through his alarm, making him late for his job, which he was immediately fired from. We talked with Corden. Have a look. Thank you, David. I'm here with Corden Jawsey. We're keeping his name confidential for his sake. But he was a local man, awoken by the traumas of the inner sleep. And Corden, would you like to talk to us and the crowd and the world about that frightful night?
It was awful. The night started with me coming into work, and I realized there was no more coffee. Not only was there no more coffee, but I was late as well. And not only was I late, but I didn't check that email from Susie, and Susie yelled at me, and I was fired. But then I woke up to realize that I was late for work, and it's awful.
I don't know how you're here now. So you talk about getting fired. What happened when you showed up late for work?
I was fired.
So, from what I heard, you went home, and the only thing you could think of was to fall asleep.
Yes. I went home, fell asleep, and just relived the same nightmare again for my second job.
Your second job, would you care to explain about your second job?
Yes, so my second job is McDonald's. And in this nightmare, I wake up late yet again. I go in, and this time, there is coffee, but there's no cream nor sugar. I wake up and I go to McDonald's, and lo and behold, there's no cream nor sugar, just black coffee. Just awful.
I bet the shake machine wasn't even working either.
Oh, nothing was working. Even the manager machine was broken.
Most importantly, you're not working.
I'm never working. never.
He's living a nightmare. I'm David Pierce Anderson. Back to you, E-Weekly. Jawsey lives a normal everyday life and is filled with comfort and relief, knowing when he goes to sleep, he won't ever be startled from terrorizing thoughts.
I found my mattress for college on the side of the road. It only had a few stains, previous bed bug problem, and a hole in left corner of the bed. Other than that, it's been great. This was a statement made by EMU sophomore James White. After hearing James's powerful story on how he found his mattress, E-Weekly took to the streets and asked other community members how they felt about mattresses that just seem to disappear once they are thrown to the curb. Ypsilanti local Marvin Jones said he was proud to live in a society where you can decide you no longer need a mattress, so you throw it to the curb and a few days later it's gone. He also shared that there was no need for a sign, a mattress on the curb is free for the taking. Jones also enjoyed living in a society that allows its community members to vomit and not worry about the cleanup.
Why clean it up? The neighborhood dogs will love it. We're going to take a quick break, and when we're back, we'll have more news. Stay tuned.
In this day and age of compromised accounts and data breaches, having a strong password is not enough to keep you and your personal information safe. Someone who steals your password could gain access to all your data with nothing to stop them. The Eagle Security Package offers Duo, a tool that provides an additional layer of security to your online accounts through two-factor authentication. This means Duo not only uses something you know, your password, but also something you have access to, such as your mobile device. Duo's two-factor authentication gives you the power to keep your data safe, even if your password is lost. Once Duo is set up, you can access protected sites with your login credentials like you normally would. But it will now be preceded by a message sent to your mobile device prompting you to accept or deny the login. If it's you who logged in, hit the green button to accept it. But if it's not you, hit the red button to deny it. By doing so, this extra step will take a forefront stance at protecting your online accounts from being compromised or breached, and you'll know right away if an attempt was made. For more information about Duo, please visit tiny.emich.edu/Duo.
Welcome back, and thanks for staying with us. Now back to Shannon with some great computer tips.
Eastern Michigan's College of Technology conducted a study on ways to maximize internet usage, which would lead to faster browsing and Wi-Fi. After months of research and development, students discovered that if you close multiple tabs, the internet almost instantly went light years faster. Students tested this theory on their own personal computers and found that students with multiple tabs took almost a day longer to complete their assignments compared to students that closed multiple tabs who completed their assignments within hours. Head of research Jessica Lyons said that after conducting the internet study, the recommended number of tabs should be limited to 1 to 3 opened at once. Any tabs more than 3 will start slowing down browsing, homework time, and patience in waiting for the internet to load. Lyons said that students felt like their lives had truly begun after the study was completed and they limited their tab usage. Students have increased confidence levels and are now able to really move forward with their hopes and dreams.
An EMU squirrel started working at the eateries this past weekend. Harry B. Hines has been living in a tree near the pond here at EMU for the past 2 years. However, an increase in room and board means Harry will have to find more ways to make ends meet. When asked, Hines said, "The increase is absolutely nuts." Harry started applying to jobs in the area. Most didn't accept his applications because of his lack of thumbs. However, the new job at the eateries has a squirrel working at the cash register. He uses both paws and his teeth to handle all transactions. The only requirement Hines needs at the eateries is a hairnet all over his body. In the meantime, Harry Hines feels he will be A-OK, but it will definitely put a road dent in his wallet.
Coming up, Anna Moga and Sarah Podaraki will fill us in on the latest in Eagle sports. This is the last episode for our lovely Anna Moga. She is graduating this month and we will miss her. But she's got a couple more stories before we can let her go. But first, we have the dish with Damo. But today, it's without Damo. Dominique Bird is enjoying herself in the Bahamas. That's right. She was kind enough to send us a quick video to say goodbye to Anna and make us all jealous by showing us the ocean water in the background. Here's a short greeting from our own Dominique Bird.
And I know this is the last show of the semester, and I want to say goodbye to our wonderful Anna Moga, but I, myself, am on the way to Bahamas to, let's just say, scout out the new place for our Eastern Eagles to play. I want to say again, thank you. It's been a great semester. I love you so much. Goodbye to all of our wonderful seniors, and now I'm going to go get a drink. Bye.
Thanks so much, Dominique. We'll see you next year. Lucky for us, we have an E-Weekly veteran filling in for Dom. Jillian Seach is a longtime E-Weekly crew member, and we're pleased to have her present, presenting the dish this week. Welcome back, Jillian.
Thanks, Shannon. While Dom is out soaking in the sun in the Bahamas, I have the pleasure of delivering the dish this week. And speaking of dish, Matt Damon reportedly manned the Warner Brothers booth last Thursday at Eastern Michigan University's Campus Career Day. He encouraged passing students to stop by for a moment and chat about the great opportunities available at the company. Warner Brothers is the perfect place to work if you're interested in acting, directing, producing, sound mixing, or all other sorts of career paths. Really, there are so many great things you can do, said Damon. Attempting to gain the attention of the career fair attendees, Damon invited them over to try to win a Warner Brothers t-shirt or frisbee by spinning a prize wheel set up at the booth, at which point he would begin telling them about the film studio's competitive salaries and benefits package. My day-to-day work is really exciting. At press time, Damon was seen handing his business card out to several interested students and telling them they could contact him anytime if they had any questions about Warner Brothers. Not bad for a quick Jason Bourne appearance. After a quick break, Anna Moga and Sarah Podaracki are here to give you the Sports 411 in the 48197 with the Sprint edition of Eagle Sports Update. Don't go away.
Welcome to one of the fastest growing universities for freshmen in Michigan. A university where differences are celebrated, where faculty believe their students' success is their success, where our honors college has doubled in size, and where we are nationally recognized for educating and improving our community. Being here is about being part of something bigger. It's about being part of a family. It's about fitting in while standing out. Now's the time to challenge yourself and be surrounded by people who truly care about your success. So whether you become an artist who inspires others, a creator who develops something new, or an innovator who changes the way people think, this is your opportunity. Fuel your curiosity through research. Hit the stage and enrich the lives of others. Compete in Division I athletics. No matter your path, we all bleed green. So roll up your sleeves. Dive in. Experience learning in and out of the classroom. Be a student of life. Welcome to higher education. Welcome to Eastern Michigan University. Welcome home.
I'll be right back. I told myself I'm just going to grab a quick drink. 2 minutes later, and everything was gone. My backpack, my laptop, my cell phone, my iPod. 2 minutes was all it took. I was lucky. The thief was eventually caught, and I got it all back. But now that I had that happen to me, I realized that anything valuable has to be treated like cash. I'll never leave it out of my sight again. My name is Heather, and I'm trying to be safe.
Good afternoon, Eagles. I'm Sarah Podaracki, and boy, do we have some sports for you. This is the Eagle Sports Update Sprint Edition. We've got a lot of balls to cover today, don't we, Anna?
We've got a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and some other thing. I'm Anna Moga, and here's the latest in Eagle Sports News.
Following the regular season success of Eastern's football team, many students find themselves lost for words. One such student, junior Hawk Wingflapper, reported being at a complete loss as to what to do with himself now that Eastern has performed well. I usually spend my Saturday nights with my friends making fun of the football team and crying about where our tuition is going to. What am I supposed to do now, Wingflapper said. He admitted that all of his friendships are built on these bitter Sunday evenings and worries that he would be partying alone. I guess we could go out somewhere, maybe get food? I still have another year at Eastern. That's a lot of Saturdays. I'm so stumped here. I might have to transfer schools, said Wingflapper. Until he figures out what to do with himself, Wingflapper has resolved to find something else to be bitter about.
We all remember the dark day when Eastern Michigan University's Great Bubble popped just a mere year ago. The Dome has housed hundreds of games, matches, and scrimmages over the year and was hosting a soccer team as tear shook Eastern to its very core. When the rip became to spread after a loud pop, the people inside rushed to get out of the bubble before it was too late. Still to this day, authorities are not sure what caused the detrimental burst. Our Great Bubble has never been the same since, tearing once again just 6 weeks later. We decided to interview a student and see how people are handling the incident a year later.
I was in my apartment, and I remember after I got my bowl of cereal, I could go on my news feed, and I learned about what happened, and I'm sorry. I just couldn't believe it, because it's such an iconic structure at EMU, because when you think of EMU, you think of the bubble, and when it collapsed, a piece of me collapsed as well. I've been able to cope with it, but it's never the same because the tear will always remain in the dome and in my heart.
Do you have any words of inspiration for those who are still struggling with the loss?
You're not alone. I got through it. You can get through it as well. We just have to be strong. We have to unite together as Eagles because the bubble will always remain in our hearts.
Eastern always will soar again. Nothing, not even a tragic episode like this, will haunt us forever. If you are suffering and grieving like your fellow EMU student and wish to seek counsel for the tragic occurrence, contact Snow Health Center at 734-487-1122.
With all of the talk of Eastern's football program, we appear to be forgetting about one very special unsung hero, our very own live bald eagle. Listed on the football coaching staff as Bald Eagle mascot, not much is known about this pretty lady. It says she was injured at 3 weeks old just after being pushed out of her nest. This bald eagle, who is apparently unnamed, benefits greatly from seeing humans at games. She appears to be a comedian also, judging by how she flew out of the stadium and landed outside on the convo. Maybe she wanted to watch the game. Maybe her surprise landing in the end zone in another week was her attempting to make a touchdown. I talked to some of the ETV members about how they felt about our very own bald eagle, and here's what they thought. Check it out.
After discovering earlier today that our very own live eagle is listed as Bald Eagle mascot on the school's football roster, I decided to ask the members of ETV whether or not she deserves a name after everything she suffered through in her life. Now, Daniel, do you know anything about the backstory of our beautiful bald lady?
No, I do not.
She's been through a lot in her life. At the age of 3 weeks old, she was shoved out of the nest by a very jealous psychic brother or sister who foresaw that she was going to perform in front of a crowd of thousands someday. Now, after all of her suffering, do you believe that our beautiful performer Lady Bird deserves a name?
Definitely.
I do believe she should have a name.
Yes, I do. I think everybody has the right to a name.
Mm-hmm, yep.
I mean, I don't really care.
And do you have any ideas for what her name should be?
I'm thinking of Ellie.
And why Ellie?
It's a cute name. It's a very cute name. I've seen the bird, and it is adorable.
Barbie the bald eagle.
And what is your reasoning for that?
Because it's unique and it's magnificent and it's just one of a kind.
Matilda.
And what is your reasoning behind that?
Well, I had an Aunt Matilda once, and just like the bald eagle, it tried to fly away to the convocation center. and it fell. I would name this eagle after a lover of animals. I think we should name her
Barbara.
Barbara, and what for?
I like the name Barbara.
If you could name her, what would you pick?
Matthew.
Is it because your name's Matthew?
It's a good name.
Now, I don't know about the rest of the students here at Eastern, but I believe in equality for all. And I think that Eastern should pick a name for the eagle that has been representing them for 2 years now.
When asked about the subject, the pretty bird declared, "Squaw! Squaw!" After Eastern's performance this year in the MAC, one thing is for sure, our live mascot deserves a name for herself.
The first ever collegiate beerathon occurred over the past weekend, resulting in an amusing, albeit negative outcome. The beerathon comprised of 3 challenges, starting with beer pong, the traditional game of beer pong combined with spelling bee words after each drink, giving the game a bit more sting. The winning teams moved to compete in the egg and spoon race after yet another round of drinks. Once the winners from the second round were determined, the final heat consisted of charades. At this point in the time, the contestants were fading fast, between slurring words and unsteady footing. People were toppling all over the place. The winner of the game, who had the best steadiness at the end of the night, ended up getting disqualified after judges confirmed the student had a fake ID. The second place winner was found passed out in a bush. Once campus authorities found out about the event, it was quickly ended, and the parents have been notified.
That's it for Eagle Sports Update Sprint Edition, and that's a wrap for our lovely Anna Moga. Congratulations on your upcoming graduation. We will absolutely miss you.
Thank you so much, Sarah. It really has been an absolutely amazing semester, and I will miss all of you so much. Working here at ETV really was the best way I could possibly end my time here at Eastern, making new friends with all of you. Finally, coming up next, Jillian Seach will return to do what's to do on this campus this weekend. Eagle Encounters is next. Stay tuned.
Are you an EMU student interested in getting a first-hand experience working at a radio station? Well, say no more. EMU offers a class through Eagle Radio that will thoroughly prepare you for a real-life experience. But first, you have to register for the class. Pick a date and a time slot. Then the world is yours. Eagle Radio allows you to be fully independent and customize your own show. Have real conversations about the news, celebrity gossip, update listeners about the weather, play a trivia game. It's your show. You're free to name your show whatever you want and play any edited music of your choice. If you love having heated debates and you feel your words need to be heard, then Eagle Radio is just for you.
Time for Eagle Encounters, but our campus diva, Dominique, is still in the tropics, probably with a coconut drink in her hand. Jillian Seach is filling in again to tell you about the campus happenings. What's going on, Jillian?
All right, in all seriousness now, here are the true events going on here on campus that you can be a part of this weekend. On Friday, the women's basketball team hits the court here at home at the Convocation Center at 11 a.m. They'll battle St. Bonaventure, and admission is always free for students. On Friday night, you can take in a great holiday show at the Quick Sponberg Theater. The EMU Theater invites you to join them for their production of Joseph Zettelmayer's Christmas Carol, a lively rendition of Dickens' classic tale. Carol is playing again this weekend, and Friday's performance is at 7 p.m. Tickets are $15, but there still may be some ushering positions still available, and you can see the show for free. Check out the postings at the southwest entrance of the Quirk Building. On Saturday, the EMU Planetarium will be hosting a couple of cool events as well. From 1 to 2 p.m. is the presentation titled The Little Star That Could, again this weekend. Directly afterwards is the Season of Light at the Planetarium. It's an explanation of the astronomical meanings behind seasonal traditions, including the Star of Bethlehem. The EMU Planetarium is on the 4th floor of the Mark Jefferson Science Complex. These shows only cost $5. Not a bad deal. Also on Saturday is another chance to see Christmas Caroled at 7 p.m. in the Sponberg Theater in Quirk. All right, Eagles, you're on your own from now on. We'll see you next year with more Eagle Encounters. But in the meantime, support your campus teams any way you can.
That just about does it for us here at eWeekly for 2016. We'll be back in mid-January, right about the time that one guy gets elected. We'll have plenty to discuss. Good luck on your finals, folks.
Yes, study up, test well, and then rest big. Thank you all for joining us here on this semester. All of us here at eWeekly wish you the happiest of holidays. We'll see you next year.
Again, we'd like to bid you a fond farewell to our one senior, Anna Moga. Good luck to you and all of Eastern's graduating seniors. Over the break, if you get nostalgic and want to see this show on demand, head over to YouTube and search ETV at EMU. Happy homecoming, everyone. I'm David Pierce Anderson.
And I'm Shannon Smith. Happy winter break.
Oh.